Welcome everyone to another edition of The Score. Wiley Baker with you here. As a reminder, The Score is a sports show here on AACPS TV and the Anne Arundel County YouTube channel, where our Athletes in Action show focuses on a specific team at an Anne Arundel County public school. The Score zeroes in on an essential individual in the life of Anne Arundel County Public Schools athletics. And today we have one such individual for sure. I would like to introduce the new athletic director for the Tigers of Chesapeake Science Point. Welcome to Matt Smith. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you here. And, well, I have to open up by tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you from Maryland? Are you from the East Coast? Where's Matt Smith from?
Well, I've been in Maryland now for about 10 years. My first teaching experiences and AD experiences were down in Prince George's County, where I was at Buck Lodge Middle School and various other elementary schools. I got some great AD experience down there, but I'm actually from New York, Long Island, New York, yes, where I went to high school and my college as well.
So tell us your history as a student athlete. I know as an athletic director, big into athletics, but big into the student part of student athlete.
Yeah, growing up, I was an athlete, and I wanted to make sure that I was a well-rounded athlete by trying as many sports as I possibly could. I really excelled in PE class, and I really wanted to continue in the education field and be able to give back to the community and be able to teach kids the same thing that I had when I was growing up. So I went into school for physical education, and I started on Long Island teaching physical education. I was able to coach all of the sports that I grew up with, and eventually came down here to Prince George's County, where I continued my teaching and coaching down here.
Well, you've intrigued me now. What are the sports you grew up with?
Well, I was a soccer player, and I was a big-time wrestler. I come from a big-time wrestling family.
All right.
And then I also was a lacrosse player in the spring.
Well, you're definitely in the right county, that big wrestling county for sure. When did you first have that niche that I really want to be an athletic director? You told us you were a coach. Maybe you can lead up of what you coached and how you got that desire to be an AD.
Sure. And through all my teaching experiences and as a student, you really value that person as the athletic director of the school, especially when they are making all these big changes for the students' lives. So I really felt appreciative of the people that I've came across as a student and as a coach. So I wanted to do my part and be able to see if I could give back in that way and become an athletic director. And so I went for my master's in athletic administration at Ohio University, yes.
All right, a Bobcat.
Oh, yes.
Very good. Talk a little bit about how you have already grown and molded the Tigers at Chesapeake Science Point. You have had some great percentages of student athletes try out for sports there already. Talk a little bit about what you've done to do that, and tell us the numbers. I'm excited.
Sure. No, it was a true learning curve trying to come in and really get the whole feel for Chesapeake Science Point. Right now we have a total of around 230 high school students, and 100 of them are enrolled in our sports programs.
Big numbers.
So we're really trying to make athletics a real focal point for our school, so we can tie in those academics and athletics together to make that well-rounded student.
Now tell everybody who doesn't know about Chesapeake Science Point, it's a little bit different than, say, your Chesapeake High School or your Northeast High School or your Arundel High School. It's a little bit different.
Sure. It is a true secondary school where the middle school and the high school are combined in one building. There is a lottery system for our sixth graders, our incoming sixth graders, to get in to apply for the program. Once they are a sixth grader, a lot of them tend to stay for the remaining 7 years. Not having middle school sports in the county is a true challenge, and I'm trying to focus on those middle school students and give them athletic opportunities. But then we have a true sports program for our high school students, where we have a co-ed golf team, boys and girls soccer, girls volleyball and varsity and JV, boys basketball, varsity and JV, and then a track team in the spring.
Oh, that's really great. An awesome start, to say the least, in building the program at Chesapeake Science Point. Remind everybody, where is Chesapeake Science Point? I mean, literally right in the middle of Anne Arundel County.
The first time going to Chesapeake Science Point, I drove into a business complex, an industrial complex, and there was right there, big building right there, Chesapeake Science Point, and I was looking around as the athletic director. I'm looking around to see where the sports fields are. Another challenge that we have, there are no fields to use, so a lot of our sports use different sites. But we are located in Hanover, right off Coca-Cola Drive.
Very good. Why Chesapeake Science Point, Matt? What made you say this is the place where I want to be athletic director?
When I was finishing up with my athletic administration program, my master's, I really wanted to focus on Anne Arundel County, and that's a place where I've lived for the last 10 years, and I know how important that the athletics program is here and how established it is. It's one of the best around now that I've been here for a couple months. And when Chesapeake Science Point opportunity presented itself, I knew that that's where I wanted to be. It's nice and close to home. You have that student who's driven and motivated, and I feel like I could really make a difference there.
Talk a little bit about the unique situation you have at Chesapeake Science Point, which, by the way, I'm with the new athletic director of the Chesapeake Science Point Tigers, Matt Smith, and it is a unique situation there where you do have those middle schoolers in the same building with the high schoolers, so you have your high school student athletes that can actually mold those middle school student athletes. What are the challenges and rewards there?
So the challenge is being the only 1A high school in the county, and in reference to the other schools that are mainly 3A and 4As, to get onto the county schedule, the true county schedule, we will be facing schools that have a quite substantial difference in class population. We do spread out through our additional matches against other 1A programs, so we are able to stay competitive, and we are able to have a true sports program. We are starting a middle school athletics program, or a middle school athletics club at our school, where we will have our varsity student athletes in a leadership position, in a teaching experience, where we will have the middle school students participate in the sports, and they will be the coaches.
Talk a little bit, can you expand on that? I know that's really a big deal with the middle schoolers being able to do athletics.
Sure, and our school is really great about the teachers having clubs after school. We have an engineering club, we have an underwater robotics club, we have all these different clubs that these teachers sign up for, and being the athletic director, I felt that it was my job to have an athletics program and to give that to the middle schoolers. They'll be staying after school, and we have a gym for them to use, and we'll be doing a variety of different activities from basketball, volleyball, and soccer, mainly our feeders to get into our high school programs, and we'll have our high school students who are on the sports teams in coaching leadership positions, teaching them skills, teaching them the fundamentals of the game, setting up small-sided games, and growing their interest in athletics.
And for those interested in being a part of Chesapeake Science Point, kind of going back to what you had mentioned, you don't have your own fields, but there are fields. Clayton Culp, coordinator of athletics, obviously helps Chesapeake Science Point. There are fields where you go each day after school, so Chesapeake Science Point does get the practices that other schools do. It's just they may have to take the bus to those places. Almost like a private school.
Yeah, our soccer teams do play off campus. They have a beautiful field. They practice on a Bermuda field over at Severn Danza complex, and Ryan Aliardi, the athletic director for North County, has been gracious enough to let us play on his stadium field for our soccer games, and we will continue for the rest of our home games. We're able to host our own games. We'll have our senior night, and so they'll be able to play there. Golf plays all around the whole county in the C division, and our girls volleyball team and basketball teams will play at home in our gym.
Oh, that's special. It really is. What initial expectations do you have, Matt, in regards to your focus for the athletic teams? Small, you were talking about being 1A, going up against kind of the quote-unquote giants, should we say. So when you face those giants, what do you tell or express to the student athletes and the coaches and the fans and the parents about Chesapeake Science Point and what you want out of them? Yeah,
once we have established the schedules for all of our teams, we have it's very well balanced now, so we are able to face teams that are the same school size as us. And actually, some of those schools prepare us for these larger schools because they have pretty established programs as well. I feel like we go toe-to-toe. Our students don't give up. They're very motivated to when they play these county teams. But as far as different expectations I have, all of our coaches are teachers of the building, or at least they have children in the building, and they are buying into the whole philosophy, and they are having routine practices and being able to keep the numbers growing as far as our participation levels.
It sounds like it, and you're a big part of that. Again, with Matt Smith, Athletic Director of the Chesapeake Science Point Tigers in Hanover, Maryland. And Matt, what would be your short-term goals for Chesapeake Science Point Athletics? It sounds like you've already even surpassed those short-term goals. You sound really excited. You've excited me even before we got on the air about Tiger Athletics.
You know, being the first year there, I'm really still meeting a lot of the students and a lot of the parents, and I want to make sure that this year I'm focusing mainly on those seniors to make sure that they're recognized in their last year here at CSP. So for the short term, we're making sure that our seniors are recognized and they're getting everything they want. Our boys soccer team just got new uniforms. Our golf team, all of our coaches have new CSP polo shirts. So I'm making sure that we are well known and well branded, and that's really part of the long-term goal. Is I want the county to know CSP, and I want the state to know CSP, and I want us to be a true 1A sports program, and increase the amount of sports that we have to possibly add a girls basketball team or a cheer team or a tennis team or something like that, where they can focus on individual sports as well.
Yeah, expand on those long-term goals. I'm glad you started on that. That intrigued my next question. Is what other sports would you like to have at Chesapeake Science Point?
We are looking to start a cheer club, so they can help, so they could be there for our basketball games. We used to have a girls basketball program, and there have been a lot of girls who have shown interest in that. So we're looking to grow our basketball program and add girls basketball. And we have tennis courts available, so we can use tennis courts, and it's an individual sport. So I'm not too concerned about the number of participants because we will have enough to field a team.
Matt, what is the process to get some students and families involved in Chesapeake Science Point? If their student athletes would like to go to Chesapeake Science Point, what is the process?
Well, as you know, a lot of the student must be enrolled in the building. We are now a family ID school, so the students will register through family ID. They'll upload all their paperwork through the registration system, and it works really well for all of the other schools, and it's worked really well for us, and it's made the process a lot easier for them to enroll in athletics.
So is there anything better? You played. Is there anything better than those new uniforms, those new coaches' shirts? I mean, just the fresh look of Chesapeake Science Point Tigers. And, of course, you can do so much with the Tiger name and the stripes and everything. Is there anything better? We're
really looking to brand the Tiger name with the Chesapeake, the Chesapeake Science Point and the Chesapeake Lighthouse Foundation, who's actually, they own 3 other schools in PG County. And they're also the Tigers. We're looking to really show off our orange and make sure that we're known as the Tigers of Anne Arundel County.
What do you want out of those fans? You want them to come out in droves, I know. What exciting statement can you tell me in the last 30 seconds to get those fans out there to see the Tigers?
We've had such a great fan base already. I would just love to see all the families and friends come out and support us. We will be looking to do some great things at CSP.
Well, we look forward to it. Again, I'm with the Athletic Director of Chesapeake Science Point, Matt Smith. And Matt, it has been an honor and a pleasure. We're so glad that you're part of Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and again, in such a unique situation. We know you've already done great work there, and that more is going to be done for sure, and we're so excited and looking forward to that as well. Way to go with everything you've done. Love your colors you're wearing today as well. Go Chesapeake Science Point Tigers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Again, that's Matt Smith. He's the Athletic Director at Chesapeake Science Point in Hanover, Maryland. Get out and see the Tigers play sports all year long. In honor and memory of my mom, Dee Baker, I'm Wiley Baker. Thank you so much for watching The Score here on AACPS TV and the Anne Arundel County YouTube channel.